The whispering woods of Eldoria weren't just a collection of trees. They were a living tapestry woven from the countless threads of their arboreal inhabitants. To the casual eye, it was simply a forest, ancient and green. But to those who knew how to listen, to feel the subtle vibrations of the earth, Eldoria sang a song of deep and intricate ethnicity, a testament to the myriad species that had, over millennia, shaped its very soul. At the highest elevations, where the wind shrieked its mournful songs through skeletal branches, resided the whispering pines. These were the ancient ones, gnarled and stoic, their needles a deep, almost black green. Their roots delved deep into the rocky earth, clinging to the very granite of the mountains. They were the original settlers, some said, having been planted by the first winds themselves. Their ethnicity was one of resilience, of quiet fortitude, and their sap, thick and fragrant, was believed to hold the memories of 1,000 winters. Their presence dictated the thin, acidic soil beneath them, a testament to their long reign, and only the toughest mosses and lichens dared to grow in their austere shadow. Further down the slopes, where the air softened and the soil grew richer, flourished the sun-kissed oaks. These were the hardy, jovial giants of the forest, their broad leaves of vibrant green in summer turning to fiery ochre in autumn. Their lineage was one of expansion and prosperity. Legend had it they arrived in Eldoria carried by ancient river currents, their acorns spreading wide and far. Their ethnicity was one of abundance and generosity. Their wide crowns provided shelter to countless creatures, and their acorns of plentiful harvest sustained the deer and squirrels through harsh winters. They created a rich, loamy soil, a welcoming bed for a diverse undergrowth of ferns and wildflowers. Nestled in the damp, shadowy valleys, often beside bubbling streams, thrived the weeping willows. Their slender, drooping branches created a curtain of delicate green, swaying with a melancholic grace. Their ancestry was tied to the very water that sustained them, having migrated along the ancient riverbeds from distant marshy lands. Their ethnicity was one of quiet contemplation and introspection. The air beneath their bowls was always cool and still, a sanctuary of hushed whispers and gentle sighs. Their presence enriched the water sources, filtering them and encouraging the growth of water-loving plants like rushes and cattails. Scattered throughout, but particularly dense in the sun-dappled clearings, were the silver birches. Their pale, papery bark stood in stark contrast to the deeper hues of their neighbors, almost luminous in the twilight. They were the wanderers, their lightweight seeds carried on the lightest breezes, colonizing new ground with graceful ease. Their ethnicity was one of adaptability and innovation. They were often the first to reclaim land after a fire or a significant disturbance, their slender forms quickly establishing a foothold, preparing the way for other, slower-growing species. Their presence, though seemingly delicate, contributed to a lighter, more alkaline soil composition. And then there were the hidden communities, the smaller yet vital ethnic groups that completed Eldoria's botanical mosaic. The gnarled hawthorns, ancient and thorny, formed impenetrable thickets, their ethnicity one of fierce protection and steadfastness, providing refuge for smaller birds and mammals. The delicate wild dogwoods, with their fleeting but brilliant white blooms, represented an ethnicity of ephemeral beauty and vital early spring nourishment. Even the vibrant mosses and fungi, often overlooked, formed their own intricate tribes, each playing an integral role in decomposition and nutrient cycling. Their ethnicity one of quiet, constant transformation. Over the centuries, these diverse ethnicities of Eldoria had interacted in a myriad of ways. There were periods of competition where the oaks slowly encroached on pine territory, or the birches, with their rapid growth, challenged the established order. But more often, there was a symbiotic harmony. The pines, with their deep roots, stabilized the mountain slopes, preventing erosion that could harm the willows below. The oaks, with their vast canopies, provided shade that allowed the delicate ferns to thrive. The birches, after a disturbance, prepared the ground for the return of the older, slower-growing species. The ethnicity of Eldoria wasn't static. As the climate shifted, as new seeds were carried in by wind or wing, as ancient trees fell and new life sprouted, the forest's composition slowly, subtly changed. Yet the core identities remained, each species contributing its unique essence, its particular way of interacting with the land and the other inhabitants. To truly understand Eldoria, one didn't just see trees. One saw the ancient and resilient spirit of the pines, the robust generosity of the oaks, the quiet wisdom of the willows, and the adaptable grace of the birches, all intertwined in a living, breathing testament to the rich and diverse ethnicity of a forest. And as the sun set, casting long shadows through the ancient boles, the winds still whispered their stories, a timeless narrative of the many woven into one magnificent whole.